My name is Stephanie Lorenze, and I'm a Service Associate Professor in the Department of Curriculum and Instruction, and I also coordinate our undergraduate elementary education program. The class I teach is about using movement in PK-12 schools. It is a little lecture, but we move and we dance every single class that we meet. So it's important for me as an instructor to give my students a safe place to try these things out, because if they're not going to try them out in the classroom, they're not going to do them in their own classrooms. For the project that we're talking about, I have known Sarah Pennington for quite some time, just as a colleague, as someone that has taken our student teachers before, and we had a conversation about a project she was working on, and she knew that I had a background in dance education, and she just asked if I would be interested and willing to come in to bring some students and to do some work with her and her students.
We went there and it was for a social studies class
and trying to incorporate dance and movement into their Revolutionary War skits that they had been doing.
Each skit was a different part of the Revolutionary War.
And the teacher basically just wanted to have more involvement in the lesson, and so they were like, how can we make this more interesting? The kids wrote their scripts and everything, which was really cool to see because it was their own words. It wasn't like from a textbook, so they came up with a script and everything, and then we were there and we basically just helped them add movement into it.
And they spoke, so they had some dialogue, but they also moved their bodies to be able to demonstrate it. So we kind of showed them that you don't just have to speak to get things across. You can use your body in different ways to get the audience to understand what is happening.
Like the first day that we were there, they just had the script and they were just reading it. And then by the end, when they were actually performing it, they had their backgrounds that they drew and they were like moving and acting it out. Really cool to see the progression of just like standing there and reading a monologue to actually like being more engaged and like fully using their bodies to show the Revolutionary War basically.
I think that every kid learns in a different way, and we kind of just, as teachers right now, we kind of just give them one way to learn things. And not every student can learn that way. So being able to break through the barriers of normal quote-unquote teaching is something that we should strive to do.
Well, it's really easy to see whenever you're in a classroom, you can tell that students are wanting to move around anyways. Like if they're just sitting in their desks all day long, they're gonna get bored with the material.
It can just get them up, get them moving, get them to understand in a different way that maybe they have never before, and it can kind of help things click. Some students that might not understand it at all, you get them to get up and moving, and it might completely change. It is so inspiring to see the way that students might not understand things. Once they get up and they do a movement to describe it, it is like a completely different world.
It reaches more learners, it's a different kind of learning style, and it really fosters strong collaborative relationships among the students if it's done well.